Great restart for Justin Allgaier, and that number 16 looking for win number 6 on the 2008. Oh, smoke coming out of the 14. It looks like we may have blown an engine. Down the backstretch, the 14 smoking.
So far, everybody through there. We stay green for the moment.
They're going to check to see if there's any fluid on the racetrack. Watching behind that race car to see if he was sending any fluid onto the track, and no one has talked about any problems with fluid. They're still going, and we stay green. Justin Lofton out in front. Justin Allgaier running second. Frank Kimmel is third. Terry Jones has moved up to the 4th spot, and David Reagan runs 5th after starting this race all the way in the back.
And guess who's running 6th? Ken Schrader, the other guy that started in the back.
We want to thank Ken for the ride getting here last night.
Absolutely.
There's Kenny Schrader. Again, we talked about Ken Schrader making the move from all the way in the back. They had to start at the back of the field because they did not qualify their race cars. Ken Schrader and David Reagan.
You see Ken Schrader with 8 wins in his career in the ARCA RE Series. 4 of those wins coming right here at Toledo Speedway.
Knows how to get around this racetrack. It was about 5 or 6 years where he and Frank Kimmel would just swap whoever would win the race when we came here. So they were dominant.
Here's the 39 right there, David Reagan. That's a lap car of Bobby Gerhardt. Remember, he was involved in that most recent caution. David works to the inside of Bobby Gerhardt. Battle for the lead again, picking up. Coming up on lap traffic. Justin Allgaier going to try to take advantage of some lap traffic. Try to get by that 20 of Justin Lofton. He knows that's 5 points sitting right there.
Allgaier takes a little higher line into both 1 and 3, and it looks like he's going to run a little higher line and then duck down to the white line when he exits 2 and 4.
What a way to punctuate his ARCA RE/MAX career if he could somehow get this championship here as he moves to Penske Racing in the Nationwide Series.
Impressive season, the momentum on his side right now. Oh, Justin Lofton almost getting turned around. They got into the side of him. It was a slower lap car. Justin Allgaier not able to capitalize on it. Now he goes to the outside. That's a battle for the lead.
Justin Lofton able to ease out in front of the 16 of Justin Allgaier. Remember, the spotter for Justin Lofton is the car owner, Eddie Sharp, who also owns Scott Speed's car. So you know he's up there with a heavy heart right now.
I can't imagine what the communication was on that radio for a while. When he saw his other car get into the 99, spin him around, and then both cars out of the race now. But it's Justin Lofton that continues to lead. He's led every lap here at Toledo. Jim.
And the 20 car of Justin Lofton nearly losing after contact with Norm Benning is the car that he's raced at intermediate tracks. This car is the one that won at Michigan for Justin Lofton. He said, I talked to my friends at Canassie. They thought I was nuts, but we're bringing the car to Toledo. They're going to put a new body on it. And his crew chief, Wayne Carroll, said, let's get it on a shaker rig and get it fixed and run here at Toledo. Guys.
Terry Jones has a problem in turns 1 and 2, and so he gets up against the wall. That will bring the caution out once again. That is the 7th caution of this race.
Terry was having a great run. He was running in the 4th spot right between Frank Kimmel and David Reagan. Tough break for Terry Jones. He's run sporadically this year. Had Jesse Smith running his car a number of races. But Terry from nearby the Windsor, Ontario area, not too far from here.
That is about the exact spot that the 99 was wedged into the wall and couldn't move. And now Terry Jones has stopped his race car up there against the wall, and he is not moving. And so we will take a look at what just took place to bring out our 7th caution. A little help Terry had into the wall. Jim Trader, what's going on with the race leader?
Well, race leader strategy of before this caution was to stay out to about lap 100. I spoke to crew chief Jim Pullman about lap 55 or so under green. I said, when you come? And he said, we'd like to go out lap 100 if we could. So their strategy, a one-stop strategy. They didn't want to come down this time for 2 reasons. Number 1, track position. They want to keep on their strategy. Number 2, as you guys already mentioned, those 5 bonus points for leading a lap.
You know, we just haven't had that many green flag laps here. We've had so many caution flags. We've had 40 of the 76 laps that have been run under caution.
Right. Green flag back in the air. We're back underway. Let's see how Justin Allgaier does out in front with clean air. He's got 9-time series champion. Frank Kimmel all over his back bumper on the restart. Brandon Thompson runs 3rd right now in the 29. Michael Simcoe in the 75 is holding on to the 4th spot, and then it's Tom Hessert the 3rd and the number 1 in 5th.
A lot of respect among these two drivers up here up front. Justin Allgaier knows that Frank Kimmel's a veteran 9-time champion, and Frank Kimmel thinks the world of Justin Allgaier. Excited about his opportunity to go nationwide racing with Penske Racing.
Yeah, thinks it's a great opportunity. Not only, oh boy, take a look at this. 3 wide at Toledo Speedway. I'm not so sure that works.
Yeah, Kenny Schrader right there. David Reagan in the middle. He's on the outside of the 22 of Ken Butler. They go 3 wide into 3. There's Justin Lofton, Patrick Sheltra, John West Townley, Brian Salas in the 11.
Still mixing it up.
Remember, a lot of these cars came down pit road on this most recent caution flag.
Slow car on the top of the racetrack, the 21 of Todd Bowser.
Todd got seized up there on the outside of the racetrack. Now he's on the outside in front of Ken Schrader. Todd wanted to make sure that we mentioned his 5-month-old who's making her initial showing at the racetrack, Ashlyn.
Yep, first ever race for Ashlyn, and we're glad she's here with us.
How about Justin Lofton? What a move on the inside of Kenny Schrader.
He was able to rock it right in front of Kenny Schrader. Justin Lofton trying to get back up to the front. Again, spotting for him is team owner Eddie Sharp.
Brian Silas right there on the inside. Good, strong side-by-side racing right there. Who makes contact?
Gabby DiCarlo gets turned around and right back up into the middle of the racetrack. The 38 makes contact. That is
trouble right here at the start-finish line, too. Ken Butler, the 3rd, is turned around.
And the 60 of Patrick Sheltra makes a little contact.
The 00 right there also involved. That's Matt Krajewski.
8th caution of the day. There you see Matt Krajewski.
It's his first full-bodied race in any kind of a stock car there. You see a lot of damage to that Great Clips car of Gabby DiCarlo, her Chevrolet. Looked like she had a little contact from the 11 of Brian Silas. The 38 right there, Luke Hall, he was also involved.
He makes his way onto pit road. Now they'll have to work on that race car. Take another look at what happened.
This is going in turn number 3. There's Brian Silas. He makes a little bit of contact with Gabby. John West does a nice job getting by. Luke Hall comes along and makes some contact, as well as the 5 of Bobby Gerhart.
Bobby Gerhart's been involved in a lot of incidents already today. And it looks as though he gets clipped one more time here.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of damage to Gabby's car right there.
A lot of debris on the racetrack after that hit. There you see the 00. That's Matt Krajewski. Sideways.
Coming off turn number 4 here, right towards the start-finish line. And then Patrick Sheltra and Ken Butler the 3rd got together, trying to avoid him.
Justin Allgaier goes to pit road, and Frank Kimmel stays on the racetrack. Jim Trano.
They're close enough to the window. They're going to bring it down for Justin Allgaier in the AG Tech Chevrolet. They're going to go 1 round up on the track bar and 4 Hoosier Radio tires. They have the advantage of not having any other cars pit around them here on what is a very tight pit road on the backstretch here inside of turn number 2. Right side tires getting changed by Allgaier. Crew chief Jim Pullman overseeing it. This indeed may be their only stop down pit road as well. Taking their time as they're now changing left sides. Let's go to Adam.
And Frank Kimmel was planning to come down that time as well, but their theory, we need 5 bonus points for leading, so they stay out and they will come back down here. And they're not going to lose a lot of track position by doing so, because there were so few cars pitting in this cycle. The lap number for Frank Kimmel to come down pit road will be lap 86. And the plan for them, 4 tires in fuel. He has fought a tight race car all day long, started 13th. Highest running position, where he is now the leader. He will give that up, come down, going after his 10th win at Toledo today. And guys, how impressive would this be for a guy who got his first ever win here in ARCA so many years ago, has meant so much to this series, to win a championship in dramatic fashion here this afternoon.
Adam, we talked that it would take a miracle for Frank Kimmel. Well, he's got about half a miracle already, going with 2 of the top contenders already out of this thing.
Yeah, it's storybook what could happen here. You talk about it being maybe his 10th win at this racetrack. Well, it would be his 10th championship if he could go on to win the championship again. And Phil, when we started this show off, we talked about no one has ever won a championship this century other than Frank Kimmel.
Yeah, and he's trying to make that statistic stay true.
So Frank Kimmel comes down onto pit road and has service done to that race car. They won't need to come back down. We'll be right back with more racing from Toledo.